What can help you find healing from past situations? Right? We all need healing in some way from all kinds of things. And maybe we need healing physically, mentally, emotionally, spiritually, relationally. And we need it in a variety of ways. We need it to happen. And so, how do we begin to think about those ways of healing that are really practical? Like, okay, how do I get that today? What do I need to do instead of waiting for something else to change, waiting for someone else, waiting for the situation to change? What can we do today to kind of help us with that? And I've got a passage out of Genesis 50, verse 20. You planned something bad for me, but God produced something good from it in order to save the lives of many people, just as he's doing today. Now, the guy who just said that is named Joseph. And Joseph, at this point, he has been sold by his brothers into slavery. In fact, they think he's dead. And they would have preferred him dead because they could not stand him. And Joseph was a bit arrogant. And he could boast quite a bit. So he didn't help the situation, but his brothers intended to get rid of him, literally. And at this point in his life, he is now second in command in Egypt. And he is the only person that has more power than him is Pharaoh. And his brothers have come because there's a famine in the land and people are starving. And the only place that has food is Egypt. And it's because of Joseph. And so Joseph finds healing from what we would consider a terrible, awful, no good situation, right? It's bad on all sides. And Joseph finds healing when he's able to say, you planned something bad for me, but God produced something good from it in order to save the lives of many people. For him, healing begins to look like of going, wait a minute, God's still bringing good out of whatever situation, whatever has happened. And so Joseph chooses to be a part of that. Joseph chooses to be guided by God to bring good to others. And so he is going to save a whole lot of people's lives. So when we're thinking of things that have happened to us that really have a hold on us from the past, that really kind of get at us in numerous ways, what good is God bringing in this world that we get to be a part of, that no matter what's happened to us. So Joseph hasn't allowed this situation to stifle him, to make him bitter, to put him in a state of anger where he can't get out of it. He's not stuck. Instead, Joseph chooses to bring the good that is connected to God. And so when we're thinking of healing, what part of forgiveness, what part of mercy? And Joseph had to do that without his brothers going, I'm sorry. He had already come to the place. By the time he sees his brothers, he is in that space of being healed because he has decided to commit himself to doing the good that God is bringing in the world, that he will help cultivate that. And so how will we allow those things to bring healing? How will we allow God's love, God's forgiveness, God's mercy to bring healing for ourselves so that then we can help others? Because Joseph isn't stopped. So what are the places that you need healing, and what are you willing to do today to connect to God's healing that'll carry us through any situation? Have a good one.